Are you ready to step up your veggie game? Let's talk the basics of roasting vegetables. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Chronicles of Chef. I'm Scott Hamilton, and today we're going to talk the basics of roasting vegetables. Whether you're doing a single vegetable or a medley of vegetables, it doesn't matter. We're going to go over those steps, from how we prep them to how we get them into the oven, at what temperature that oven's at, and even when and how to season them so you can have delicious veggies like this all the time. Let's get cooking. All right, let's get prepping out these veggies to roast off. I have a random assortment here of veggies with multiple different kind of densities and cook times and all that kind of stuff, because we're going to talk about the different ways that we need to think about prepping out these veggies when we're roasting them. This isn't necessarily about flavors today. We're more about the technique of roasting off vegetables and what we need to think through. So first things first, I have a bunch of cherry tomatoes here, and they were a bit on their last leg. And so I'm just going to kind of go through, look through them. We're going to drop them in the bowl here. No big deal. Just if there's any moldy spots or like really, really soft ones, we're going to get rid of those. I want to leave these whole. If I was doing a whole tomato, or if I had like bigger tomatoes, I would maybe want to cut those up, and so that way they can caramelize and crisp. But with these little cherry ones, we want to keep these sealed up so all those juices either are in there until they burst and give us flavor on all the other things, or they hold them together and then they give you a big pop of flavor when you're eating them. Next, we're going to talk about onions. Now, onions, depending on what you're doing with them, if it's going to be a fast roast, if it was these together, you could cut this onion small. But since we have some potatoes and carrots that we're also going to roast, and those take a long time to cook, we're going to leave this onion pretty chunky too. And we're going to do the whole onion because why not? Since we're doing a chunkier onion, I'm going to just cut it in half, get it peeled. When we cut our onion, we get layers, right? And this is really, really thin. They're going to crisp up, and then they're going to end up burning if we cut them really, really small because of this. So we're just going to cut this into thirds. If it was just tomatoes, I would cut these more into like a medium dice, but we are going to leave this nice and chunky. The other thing is, it depends on what you're going to use this for, right? So if you're going to eat this as a side dish and it's just roasted veggies, then you want bigger chunks of veggies to eat. You want mouthfuls, or are you looking to have it be in a salad? You want to make it so everything's in bite sizes, small little cubes. That's great. You still want to leave these bigger and then cut them after roasting. So again, we're leaving them nice and chunky on this because I'm going to let this be, we're trying to roast everything to have it come out similar doneness at the same time, and then we can decide what I'm going to do with it next. I'm not really sure. I really just wanted to talk about roasting veggies. So that's what we're going to do. Next thing we're going to talk about is our carrot. Our carrots, again, we got a nice big chunk of onion here. I don't want a carrot this big, because then it's not going to cook through at the same time. So instead, I'm going to think of this onion kind of folded up on itself, and that's about the thickness that I'm going to go for on my carrot. Now, I'm roasting these off, so I'm not going to bother peeling them. I did wash them. I'm going to get rid of this kind of top and this top, but I've washed them. I'm not stressed about it. If you'd like to peel your carrots, peel away. I'm going to do some nice big chunks. And now our carrot itself, we have 3 different sizes here. It gets smaller as it gets down to its tip, right? So I'm going to try to make sure that these are all similar sizes. And I'm going to start with the small. I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to do little half moons. Seeing how thick that is, and then everything, I'm going to take this. This is a similar width, so I think we're good there. Those are all pretty similar in size. Now with this bigger end, that's about double what we're looking at, both in height and width. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut it in quarters and almost like really big batons. I'm going to do about the same thickness, so that way it's about the same mass. When we're roasting off our veggies and we're trying to compare, it's about thick and dense the veggie is. These two are going to cook similarly because of the width of them. The heat only has to travel so far to get into the center to finish cooking it. Same with this guy. When we're doing this, the other thing we need to think about is how we're going to eat it. So you want to make sure that however you're cutting your vegetables matches how you're going to eat it. Do you want just a bite of carrot? Go bigger than this. If you want to be able to get a bite, a little bit of everything, then you want more of like a medium dice. You can have this and a potato and a piece of broccoli all on one fork. It all depends on what you're looking to do. Next, let's talk broccoli, okay? We're going to roast off this entire thing. You can peel this, You don't have to. I'm not going to. I'm going to cut the florets off. And these florets will probably cook to a similar length of time as this little cube of carrot. So I'm gonna leave these florets on the bigger side. If I didn't have the carrots going in this and I was just cooking this with the onions, it would be about the same size. If I was doing this with just those tomatoes, I would do these a lot smaller because those tomatoes are gonna cook a lot faster. All right, now with our broccoli stock, similar kind of vibe to our carrots. We're just gonna kind of quarter it, and then I'm gonna do some bigger chunks. There we go. No need to waste any of that deliciousness. All right, and then repeat. All right, we've got our cauliflower now. It's gonna cook similar to our broccoli, but not exactly the same. It's gonna cook a little bit slower because it's a little bit more dense. The stock reaches up a little bit further in, and we're gonna use that core. We're not gonna let it all go to waste either. So we're gonna trim off these leaves. And now with these florets, we can just kind of use our hands. Break them up, give that a nice cut. I think I need a bigger bowl. We're going into a bigger bowl now. Whoa! I even think that might be not big enough. We'll see. Well, all right, there's our cauliflower florets. Throw those in here. Look how beautiful it's looking already. So many colors, so many different flavors. Oh, loving it. All right, for this stem, we're gonna do a similar thing, right? This one is real kind of woody, so we are gonna cut it pretty thin so that it cooks out. All right, now for this other half. Now, we're gonna cut up our potatoes. I'm gonna leave the skin on, keeping it nice and simple. I'm gonna cut this into thirds. I'm gonna get rid of this little brown spot. And then we are gonna cut into thirds again. And that should give us a similar size to our carrots. As you can see, our carrots and potatoes are gonna be pretty similar size here. And that's gonna help make sure that they cook and finish at the same time. Now, these don't need to be perfect cuts. It's gonna be okay if they're not. The biggest thing is that they're consistent in size. That is our biggest concern and worry, is are they consistent in their size? Perfect squares, minor detail. If you want, you can always do separate trays. You can have one tray be your broccoli, one tray all your potatoes, and you can sit there and you can rotate through, and so that way you can control the cook of each single one and then pull it out and then mix them together. I'm gonna go with all together, one giant thing, and I think I'm also gonna need 2 pans. We need a bigger bowl. This is as big as I got, so this better be enough. Now I can season things. All right, now that we've got our veggies all prepped out, we are ready to season these guys. When it comes to seasonings, again, there's all sorts of things. We need to think ahead of what we're using it for. Am I gonna eat this right away? Or am I roasting these off and I just want to salt and pepper them so that they're ready to go? And then throughout the week, I have these veggies to throw in eggs. I can throw it in rice. I can throw it into curry that I'm making. I can throw it into an enchilada. I can throw it onto all sorts of delicious things, but it's just salt and pepper. So then I just season it when I'm ready to go. I'm going to do a little bit of oil, and you can do olive oil. You can do, this is avocado oil. I'm just looking to coat them ever so lightly. Not looking for this to be soaked up into oil or anything like that. We're gonna do 2 different seasonings. We're gonna test out some things here. First, well, we're gonna go ahead and separate it, right? So we're gonna take about 1 sheet tray's worth, which is about half. All right, now we're gonna season this guy up, and we're gonna do salt, pepper, and garlic. So a little bit of salt and pepper. For this amount of veggies, we're gonna do 3 cloves of garlic. I'm gonna hit them with a little bit of salt. I'm gonna do a little bit more of like a paste scenario. You can hear the salt making it gritty to help kind of mash up all that garlic. All right, I'm gonna call that good. And you can go whoop, there's that. All that garlic straight in there. We'll give this a nice toss. Get all these flavors working together. On this sheet tray here, I have a silicone mat. It's hidden under all this beautifulness. This one, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to do oil. So we're going to put a decent amount of oil down, and we're going to dump this guy down here. When we're roasting our veggies, we want them in a single layer as possible. This is a little tight. It's going to be okay. So we want to make sure that we're in as much of a single layer, because as soon as you start really stacking, you're going to start getting more steamy. But the more even that you can have it, the more even the cook's going to be, and the faster the cook time's going to be. All right, now for this guy, goes back into the pan. Whoop. I am going to do some King's Peak from High Desert Kitchen. You can put any seasoning you want. I just like this because it's just like really simple. My kids love it, and it just kind of has a little bit of everything in it. I love it. It's kind of like an Old Bay, but like meets the Mountain West. We're gonna give this a nice toss. All right, we got our 2 trays of veggies getting ready to roast. Now, let's talk oven temps and time real quick. I've preheated the oven. If you don't want to preheat the oven, you can do all this, throw it in the oven, crank that sucker up to like 425. I would say most roasting happens in that 375 to 425, 450. Gets a little too hot sometimes. So you can throw this in, put it in, turn the oven on. It's going to slowly heat up, which means these are going to start releasing liquids a little bit sooner. They're going to kind of sweat, and they're not going to get as caramely brown and all that kind of stuff. A hot oven, you're going to throw it in. It's going to get direct dry heat, and it's going to start kind of crisping up, and it's going to start roasting right away versus a steaming portion if you were to put it in and preheat it. Neither is wrong. It just depends on what you're looking to do. And now that you know that there's what the difference is, you can plan accordingly. I've got the oven preheated to 425. I'm going to throw these in for about a half hour, and we're going to see how they're going. My guess is it might take 45 minutes, but we're going to start with 30 and see where we're at. Oh yeah, check these guys out. Both are looking absolutely delicious. So I had them stacked on top of each other. Can you guess which one was on top? This one. So as you can see, with the direct heat being able to come straight down on this guy, we're able to get these nice crispy bits. Whereas on this guy, it's a little bit more steam-like because it was stacked on top of each other. So we have less color. It was about 30 minutes in the oven, and everything is cooked absolutely perfectly. I was tasting that potato, and obviously you taste the beautiful, it's a Yukon Gold, great texture, great flavor, but also there was hints of sweetness from the tomato and carrots. There was the aromatics of the onion and the broccoli in there, like a little bit of green. Oh, I'm gonna grab one of these little guys. We have it a little bit drier, a little crispier, but King's Peak is there, but you also get a little bit of that other flavors of all the different veggies. That's the fun part of roasting them all together and keeping them this simple. I love doing this as a meal prep. Like, you could do a single sheet tray like this, and you're going to be able to have roasted veggies for the week. Throw them in your eggs, make a quiche, put them in a salad, put them in pasta, put them in a soup. There's all sorts of things. Throw them on the side of a grilled chicken, steak, fish, whatever you want to do. But if you're going to do this for a meal prep, you got to plan ahead, and you only want to cook them about 75% of the way there. So you want to cook these for like 20, 25 minutes. So that way, when you reheat them, they're coming out perfectly cooked like they are now versus becoming mush and not great down the road. So you got to make sure that you're thinking ahead of how you want to use them when you're going to roast them out. If you want these to stay fresh for your meal prep, or you're going to reheat them later, or any of those kinds of things, leave them on this sheet tray. If you can put them out onto another sheet tray and spread it out even more, then throw it into your fridge, throw it into your freezer, and cool them down as quickly as possible. You can do a tray of ice that's a little bit bigger, throw a bunch of ice, then throw this down, kind of almost do an ice bath. Because we seasoned these, we don't want to dunk them into an ice bath. It's going to wash away your seasonings. But throw them directly into the fridge or the freezer. It'll cool them right down, and everything's going to be just fine. But you want to stop the cooking process. As these sit stacked on top of each other, they're all radiating their own heat, and that's going to continue to cook everything around it and itself. So if this is for a meal prep, if this is to be eaten later, you want to get these into a cold place as quickly as possible. Salt, pepper, and garlic, super clean, super simple. This is beautiful because I can add this to a stir fry. I can add this to all sorts of things, and I can season them as I go, and it's going to be great. And I've already tried a little bit, but we're going to get a little bit of everything. On this one, whoop, where'd it go? There it is. All right, so I got broccoli, I got carrot, and I got a potato. The goal is to have them all have a similar doneness. Success. The potato was nice and soft. The broccoli had a slight chew crunch to it. The carrot is still holding together and it's not mushing. That's perfectly roasted. The seasoning on it is also going to add more caramelization and texture to it than this that didn't have anything really to caramelize, just the outside of the veggies, which it's battling the moisture inside of it. These, on the other end, were coated in the seasoning, and that seasoning is going to caramelize and crisp up, which is still delicious. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this inspires you to get out and roast off some veggies. Maybe find some new vegetables to try and roast them off to see what they're like. Let me know down in the comments. Are you going salt, pepper, and garlic so that you can season anything down the road? Or you season them right up so that you can eat them right away for dinner tonight? Like, subscribe, do all those fun things, and we'll see you next time.